Please be seated. The court is now in session. Today, the chamber hears testimony of a witness through TCW 897. We also have a reserve witness through TCCP 258 today. Ms. Jie Siu-Huang, please report the attendance of the parties and other individuals to today's proceedings. Grazie. Mr. President, for today's proceedings, all parties to discuss are present. Mr. Nguyen Chie is present in the holding cell downstairs. He has waived his right to be present in the courtroom. The waiver has been delivered to the greffier. The witness who is to testify today, namely to TCW 897, confirms that to the best of his ability, he has no relationship by blood or by law to any other two accused, that is Nguyen Chie and Khieu Samphan, or through any other civil parties admitted in this case. The witness took an oath before the Iron Club Statute this morning, and he has Mr. Mom Ratir as his duty counsel. Both are ready to be called by the chamber. Thank you. President, thank you, Mr. Jie Siu-Huang. The chamber now decides on the request by Nguyen Chie. The chamber has received a waiver from Nguyen Chie, dated 29 November 2016, which states that due to his health, that is headache, back pain, he cannot sit or concentrate for long, and in order to effectively participate in future hearings, he requires to waive his rights to be present at the 29 November 2016 hearing. Having seen the medical report of Nguyen Chie by the duty doctor for the accused at the ECCC, dated 29 November 2016, which notes that today Nguyen Chie has a constant lower back pain when he sits for long, and recommends that the chamber shall grant him his request so that he can follow the proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs. Based on the above information and pursuant to Rule 81.5 of the ECCC internal rules, the chamber grants Nguyen Chie his request to follow today's proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs via an audio-visual means. The chamber instructs the AV unit personnel to link the proceedings to the room downstairs so that Nguyen Chie can follow. That applies for the whole day. And before I invite the witness into the courtroom, the chamber received an email that the defense counsel for Khieu Samphan would like to make an oral request concerning the witness to TCW 1063, that is the upcoming witness, and for that reason the chamber hands the floor first to the defense team for Khieu Samphan to make this oral submission. You have the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning to all of you. A very brief request. Indeed, we have a certain number of documents, in this case file, related to witness 1063, who was a civil party, or who is a civil party, in case file 002, and was also a party to another investigation. The chamber has granted a request to admit into evidence complementary information, or supplementary information, the civil party statement E3 10670 as it stands now. But in the case file, we don't have the civil party application as he filled it out in the other investigation. So we have it in 002, but we don't have the civil party document for the investigation which is currently underway. So I understand that this person is also a civil party in the other case file for the investigation, and so there should be also the civil party statement in that case file. We don't know what the document number would be in the investigation underway, but if the civil party lawyer or someone else could supply us with that number, that would assist us, but that would supply us with supplementary information of the statements of this civil party, and we would then have access to it. So I will repeat, E3/10670 is additional information, but we don't have the civil party's statement in the other investigation underway, which I believe is case 004. So that's my brief request, that we could be provided this document either by the civil party lawyer in question or anyone else who has access to this information from the OCIJ. Thank you.
International Deputy Co-Prosecutor, you may make an observation or response to the request made by case upon counsel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, certainly someone from our office will check into that also right away. Often, I can tell you that often the civil party applications that are filed in the other cases are literally, they've just take the exact same papers that were filed in their case 2 civil party application and just refile them in the other case. That is often what takes. I don't know whether that is what took place here, but someone in our office will check and see whether the civil party application in the other case is in any way different, or is it or whether it's the identical document.
And what about the lead co-lawyers for civil parties?
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are in the same situation as the Kusampon defense. We do not have access to the documents in case file number 4. We take note of what the co-prosecutor will be verifying. If there is a similar document in case 004 for the civil party, which is similar to the one we have in case 002, so we very much welcome the co-prosecutor's offer to verify that.
And what about the defense counsel for Nuon Chea? Do you wish to make any observation or to respond to that submission?
No, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you for the remarks made by the parties, and the chamber will consider this issue and issue a decision in due course, that is prior to hearing the testimony of witness 1063. And we do not know that this person was a civil party, because in the document that I have, this witness is summoned as a witness and not as a civil party, and for that reason, I will look further into this matter. Court officer, please usher the witness and the duty counsel into the courtroom. President, good morning, Mr. Witness. What is your name? Witness, my name is Saint Litain. President, thank you, Mr. Saint Litain. And do you recall when you were born? President, allow me to remind you that when you see the red light on the tip of the microphone, it means that you can speak, so that your voice will go through the systems to the parties, and in particular it will go through to the interpreters, so that it can be interpreted into English and French. And after a question put to you, please leave a slight pause so that you can prepare yourself before you can respond, and at the same time that is to allow the microphone to be operational. And there needs to be a slight pause between question and answer session, that is to ease the interpreters. And witness, do you know when you were born? Answer, I was born on 17 July 1946. Question, and where were you born? Answer, I was born at Bresbow village, Kampong Svai Sub-district, Kampong Svai district, Kampong Thom province. Question, where is your current address? Answer, at present I live at Old Taprang village, Pai Lin Sub-district, Pai Lin district, Pai Lin province. Question, and what is your current occupation? I worked in the plantation. Question, what are the names of your parents? Answer, my father is Lot Singh and my mother is Lum Hup. Question, what is the name of your wife and how many children do you have? Answer, my wife is Dip Kon and we have 3 children. President, thank you, Mr. Saint Litain. The greffier made an oral report that you are not related by blood or by law to any other accused, that is Nunchi and Kil Sampon, or to any of the civil parties admitted in this case. Is that information correct? Answer, yes, it is correct. Question, have you taken an oath according to your religious belief before the Iron Club statue this morning? Answer, yes, I have. President, the Chamber would like now to inform you of your rights and obligations as a witness. And Mr. Litain, regarding your rights, as a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you may refuse to respond to any question or to make any comment which may incriminate you. That is your right against self-incrimination. Your obligations. As a witness in the proceedings before the Chamber, you must respond to any questions by the bench or relevant parties. except where your response or comments to those questions may incriminate you, as the Chamber has just informed you of your right as a witness. You must tell the truth that you have known, heard, seen, remember, experienced, or observed directly about an event or occurrence relevant to the questions that a bench or parties pose to you. Mr. Witness, have you been interviewed by investigators from the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges? If so, how many times, when and where? Answer: I was interviewed once in Thailand. Question: and do you recall the date of that interview? Answer: it was in April 2004. President: the ECCC was not yet established in 2004. So please tell the Chamber whether you were interviewed in 2004 by staff from this ECCC or whether they were staff from DC camp. Answer: I do not recall that. However, I remember that I was interviewed once in Thailand. Please try to recall the year besides 2004, because this tribunal was not established in 2004, and indeed it was established in 2006. I cannot recall the year. President: and have you read or reviewed the written record of your interview with the ECCC staff in order to refresh your memory? Answer: I have read it, but I cannot recall the year clearly. President: that is all right. And you said you have read your written record of your interview, and please tell the Chamber, to the best of your knowledge, whether your written record of your interview that you made with ECC staff in Thailand is consistent with what you actually said to the ECC staff back then. Answer: yes, it is correct. President: sitting next to you is your duty counsel that the Chamber provides you through visual per your request. And pursuant to Rule 91b of the ECCC internal rules, the Chamber hands the floor first to the co-prosecutors before other parties, and the combined time for the co-prosecutors and the little co-lawyers are 2 court sessions. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, Your Honors, Counsel, Mr. Witness. I'll be asking you some questions this morning on behalf of the co-prosecutors. And I'd like to start, if you could tell the court whether you were related to Pol Pot, whose original name was Salat Sar, And if so, how are you related to him?
I am Pol Pot's nephew.
And is it correct that your father was the elder brother of Pol Pot?
Yes, that is correct.
Are you also related to a person who has testified in this courtroom in the previous trial, the first trial against these accused, a person named Salat Ban, alias So Hong? Are you related to him?
So Hong is my elder brother.
Can you tell the court when, that is, what year you first joined the Khmer Rouge Revolution and who introduced you to the revolution?
I joined the revolutionary movement in 1970.
Did you become a member of the party, and if so, when?
No, I did not become a party's member.
What did you do when you first joined the revolutionary movement in 1970?
In 1970, I was a soldier.
And were you a soldier in a particular organization, a particular zone, army, sector army, district army? Can you identify for us what part of the military you joined in 1970?
In 1970,